In this video lecture, I'm going to discuss about source qualifier transformation in Informatica. So this is the video lecture 13 of this Informatica class series. So this all important point about the source qualifier transformation. So it is used to convert the source data type into Informatica data types. So here you can see this is the mapping designer. Now if I drag there EMP dragging because it has so many columns out there. And now you can see there is one source definition, and here you can see there is a source qualifier. Now this source definition here EMP table that's come from the Oracle database, and this number of columns are present there. So EMP number, this is number, and when that go inside the source qualifier, that's converted to decimal. And this here ename, that's varchar type, and when that go inside the source qualifier, that converted into a string. Now higher date, that is date type, date is there, and here you can see when that go into source qualifier, that converted to date type. And here 19 is here automatically the size that's changed to 29. So according to requirement, that changed to data type and the size. So this is important point about the source qualifier. Let's delete this because no longer required. Now the next important point is it is active and connected transformation. Connected transformation, this that means this connected here, this connected, and there is another point is active. Active, or that means it changed the number of rows passed through the mapping. So this source qualifier, if I go on this edit, when you click on this select district option, so when I press OK, save that, and here, or let's start task. So this succeeded. Let's go on this get session log, and here you can see this all that's come there, and here you can see or there is 8 rows that inserted there. So here you can see this is SQL instance, SQL query. So districts, that means all this remove all the duplicate from the tables. So SQL instance. So when that comes to the SQL instance, then first that's go to the SQL query that execute. After that, that perform the loading there or inserting the record. So first this here distance, that means remove the duplicate record. So this here total is add, but if I go on this source definition, right click there, preview data, and give the password. So here you can see total numbers of rows are 9. So this is the second point. So this is active and connected transformation, and it is used to read the data. So we can use here filter the data, and we can sort the records. So we can do here, if I go or this edit and properties. So there with the source qualifier, we can here or filter the data. So filter option, we can sort the records, and here select distinct, and pre and post SQL we can execute there. And here we can do the joining of these tables with the same source. We can't join the different sources there, and we can't join the flat files. And if you are using those flat files inside the using or source qualifier, then most of the properties are disabled. So let's drag there. This is a flat file, and now if I go on this, let's double click, then you can go on this. This all properties are disabled except tracing level. So here this all point, so this active transformation, and the next is this all point. Here I discussed in the detail way, so you should watch. Designer, let's drag or this table, relational table inside the mapping, giving the mapping name m underscore sq underscore sql query. Let's press enter. So here this that's come from the Oracle database. So this table that's come from Oracle. Now if I go on this flat file dragging there. So this come from the flat file. Now let's go on this edit and here go on this properties. Then you can see all the properties of this source qualifier that's enabled there. But if you are going to use with flat file there except tracing level all properties are disabled. So that means or there when you are using relational table then you can use source qualifier or most of the properties. Thereafter the next is dragging their target or table employees TCD. So here let's stabilize the link. So the second point is there with SQL query we can replace default query. So first going to show you the default query. So let's save that. Go on this workflow manager and let's create one new session. So this is here SQL query. This is the mapping is there. Now let's right click on this edit. Mapping source this all looking fine and this no need to change except per. This all looking fine. Now let's go on this task and here let's stabilize the link. So one more time. Control S to save. Right click there. Then start the task. So task succeeded. And now let's go on this get session log. So here you can see this is the default query that's generated. Here you can see this is the default query that's generated by the source qualifier. SQ and this is the default query. So the next is here. Let's go on this and here going to truncate this table. So let's click on this truncate, execute. So there is nothing inside there. And let's go on this designer. So this time click on this edit, here properties and SQL query, changing the values. So let's click on this generate SQL. So removing this all. So let's give here select a star from employees and with where going to use row num less than equal to. Then right there select here count a star divide by 2. Count a star, so aggregate function is there. Let's write there from and here employees. Let's give their password and validate. Query, and if you want to get session log there, and this time you can see target table. This time that's update statement, SQL update statements and update employees. So this here due to I've given SQL query value, so that here you can see this perform the update statement. That means this replaces their default query. So this is the update statement, and after this performing there and according to given the query that's loading the records. So this the important point is there, applied and requested. So the next important point is there. So let's go on this source qualifier. Let's click on this edit. Properties here. So first removing this all. Generate SQL, that's fine. And removing this all except one. Now let's click on this validate. To match the bits. So here shown source qualifier. So since this or total ports are 11. So total ports are 11 and you have given this there. I've given try to give only one so that's returning the error. And now if I write there update update is there. Okay. So that means with the source qualifier, you can use only select a statement. You cannot use drop, create, insert, or not supported inside the source qualifier. And you can use select a statement with where, join, union, order by. You can write the subqueries as well. But only with the select a statement and there you should give for there all. So if I cancel this generate SQL, so all the columns must be there. All the fields that come from the source analyzer, so that must be there. So all the columns, all the ports must be there. This is the condition of this when you are trying to use SQL query inside there. So here going to use EMP. So that come from the Scott and let's give you a mapping name m underscore giant underscore SQ source qualifier. So name should be meaningful. Let's click on OK. So this here now let's drag the another table. So this the next table is there. So making this source qualifier as the parent so that we need to delete this. So this is the first source and this is the second source. So this should be different, right? We need to drag their DPT. Let's delete this and now selecting. So with the help of primary key and foreign key relationship, we can do the joining there. So here you can see. So if I scroll down, here you can see DPT number, that's foreign key inside EMP or table, and here DPT number is the primary key inside DPT table. This the EMP number is the primary key inside EMP table. So this two source that's come inside one source qualifier SQ underscore EMP. Let's right click there, click on this edit. Here you can go on this property, and in my last video there I discussed about SQL query, and here let's go user defined chain. So simple performing there debit number and equal to so debit number. So EMP debit number and DPT debit number both should be equal. So this with the help of this we can perform their inner join. Let's give here username and the password. Click on this OK, and after that click on apply OK. Now this two joining record loading into the target. So this here going to use the target. So row underscore table. So here Now let's select this all and link between this all. After that, here you can see mapping is valid. Now let's go on this workflow manager. So here, let's take there one session, and this all mapping underscore giant SQ. Right click there, click on this add, and here mapping source qualifier. So that come from the escort, and here you can see user defined giant, here source qualifier property. This all property is there, so that come this place. And now let's go there, this also making escort con. So thereafter let's change to normal, and they're going to make that truncate because if any record is there, so this will do the truncate first, then do the loading. Now the next is, let's go on this link, stabilize the link, save that, right click on this task, start the task there. So here you can see that's running, that succeeded. Now let's go there, get session log. From there you can easily analyze. So this here, this insert statement, SQL insert, that's performed there on this target. And if I scroll down, here you can see this the query that performs. So SQL instance source qualifier, this query that performs. So selecting all the columns, after that DP number both are equal, then this is doing the check. So here you can see 14 rows applied and affected, and this all there. So in this source qualifier, 14 rows that's come there, row table that's loaded into 40 records. So if you want to see the records, so source qualifier, let's go there, click on this edit here. So preview, we need to go on this, right click, then preview data. So this comes the table that's is in escort. Let's give the password, press enter. Now see, you can see the records. So this come from the EMP table, and here this is EMP table, and this here that's all come from the second table DPT. So if 2020 match here, that's loading the record, 30 match, 30 match, 20 match, 30 match. According to matching record, this displaying the output. Now there is some important point about the source qualifier join. So this place you can give here less than, greater than, or not equal operator you can give there. Okay, so this place you can give equal, not equal, and this is the condition, and there is another condition is there. So let's create here one new mapping. So let's give here test 8. So here dragging EMP, dragging DPT, and here let's close this, and dragging one more employees. So thereafter let's select this all. So this fine, and thereafter this also going to delete. Now let's select this all. So that's come there. So now 3 source that's come into the source qualifier EMP. Let's go on this edit properties here using user defined join. So here you can see EMP. So this here, let's make that first employees. Let's give here equal DPT number. So if I click on this, so here you can see, that's ODBC that come from. So this come from, or this employees that's come from the HR schema, and here this tools that's come from the escort schema. So there is the conflict is there if you are going to use this. Now let's use there. Okay, and now okay, apply okay. So thereafter what we need to do, let's use their target row table that's going to use again, and here let's select this all. So this will take only 11. So let's save that. Mapping is valid, there is no any problem. But if I go on this, and here let's take their session, this is the mapping tested, and now let's stabilize the link. Do it quickly. Oh god. Okay, let's stabilize the link, save this. Now let's right click and click on this edit here. So here this that come from the escort schema, and but there is the conflict, or this TPT that's come from the escort schema, and here this came from the HR schema. So there is the problem. Definitely this will return the error, or mapping should be fair. So let's try this, save that, and here let's run. So here you can see mapping is failed because there is a problem. So here you cannot use the different source data or table of view doesn't exist kind of message. So this display, because this place here, go on this properties here, the source should be same. See, because here I am giving the same user escort user. So here or you can do only joining to or mode or table with only the same source, not with the different source. This is the point about user defined join. So source should be the same. You cannot use the different source there. So these two source are same, so that join this has the different source, so that there is the problem. Okay. The next is, let's go on this mapping, click on this create. So m underscore source underscore filter. Press enter. Now you can see this come there. So here this is the source and this is the escort. Let's drag EMP inside the mapping designer, and let's go on this source qualifier. Here you can see this is the properties. Here you can see this all properties are enabled. So in last video there I discussed about user defined join. So let's see about the source filter. So let's click there. Here you can see this all ports are available. Now giving the condition on TP number. So TP number only I want to load 10. And for this one, let's give here escort is the user and give the password. Then here this is the condition inside the source filter. So with the help of this, we can filter the data. Okay, let's click on this apply, and now the next is here dragging this EMP underscore TCT table. So this is there. Now select all, and here let's link that, and now thereafter here let's go on this workflow manager. So workflow manager, and here taking the new session for this mapping is source filter. So this is now this join SQ first source filter is there. let's click on this OK. After that, let's go and do some changes inside the mapping. So this here, SQ, here, let's click this escort or echo. And now, if you scroll down, here you can see source filter on this source qualifier. Here you can see this is the source qualifier. And here, if I drop down, then source filter EMP, this the condition is there. After, let's here give the correct connection for this and changing bulk to normal. Apply, OK, and here this is the task. Link, and here Control S to save. Right click on this session, start the task. So here this is running and succeeded. If I go there, then you can see this is the detail of this task. So here this query that perform, this the condition is there, source filter condition, DP number equal to 10. And after that, if I scroll down, then you can see this requested 3 and affected 3. So if I go there and this place, let's click on this preview data. So selecting the escort, and now give. So here you can see 3 records that's loaded, 10 only. So since I have given the condition 10, so that 10 record only that's displaying there. On this, you can also see the records. So let's give there. So this all records that's come from the source. And here you can see 10 one time, 2 time, and 3 time. 1, 2, and 3. So 3 times that's loaded there. So with the help of this source filter, we can easily filter the records. So with the help of this is used to perform the mapping is faster. Okay, for performance increment you should use there. So if you want to do the filtering. And there is the condition, if the table is relational, then you can do. But if the flat file, if I drag their flat file, so on this flat file, let's go on the source filter. So this properties are disabled. Source filter, this properties is disabled there. So only we can apply this condition on source. Apply this condition on relational table. This the mapping is there. So if I go on this source qualifier, right click is there, then go edit properties. Then you can see number of sorted ports. So by default 0 is there. That means whatever the record inside this source directly that's load into the target without doing anything. So here by default there is number of sorted ports, or there is 0. And if I go on this source definition preview data, so that's coming from the escort, let's give the password, and now you can see 7 this all records. So whatever the records here, this all records will load directly to the target because this is the one-to-one mapping is there. So now let's save that, and here, so creating one new session for this mapping. The name is test 11, and here let's do little changes. So here giving mapping source EMP. So let's give here the name as card, and here you can see there is nothing I changes there. So let's give this place as card and making this simply normal. Apply, OK, and now save that and stabilize the link. So link task is stabilizing the link. Control S to save. Right click on this, start the task. So start the task. Here you can see this is succeeded. Now if I go on this get session log, so here if I scroll down, Now you can see SQL instance. So SQL query, this query that perform, this selected all the columns from the EMP. So this is the SQL query and it does not have anything there. Like no any or like there is no any sorting option kind of things there. So now let's go there on this target and you can see the preview data. So whatever the data inside source, the same data that's stored there. Now I want to get the output on this sorted format. So here this should be sorted. Okay, so I'm going to do the sorted. Here you can see this is 78, 79 like this. So I wanna get the record on the sorted format. So what I'm trying to do, so here let's right click, edit, properties, and this place you need to give sort value 1. So you can give your numeric value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now let's save that. So if you give sorting on 1, so this will sort the or this will sort the here this will sort the record on the basis of first columns. So on the basis of the EMP number, this will sort the records. Okay, so here going to truncate the record first, and now let's go and here click on this start task. A start task, this going to cancel this, and now this run and succeeded. Let's go on this get session log. Now you can see there. So you can see here this the query that executed. This selected all the columns first. Now this is making the order by EMP number. So on the basis of EMP number, okay, on the basis of EMP number, this sorted the records. So if you give 1, so first on the basis of first column, that sorted the records. Now if I go on this target, now let's give there. So here you can see 73, 74, 75, 75, so 21, 26, and here 76, 76, 52, 98, 7782, 7788. So this is the record that sorted there on the basis of this first column EMP number. So like that you can give for more than here one value, you can give two value. So let's give here 2, and now Control S to save, and here first going to cancel this, and now let's start the task. So this executed. Okay, let's first here going to filter this, so going to truncate. So there is nothing inside on this target, and now again running this, starting the task, and now you can see here mapping run succeeded. Let's get there, get session log. So here you can see this is the SQL instance. You can see this is the SQL instance. Now here this select all the columns from this EMP. Now this making order by, so EMP number and ename. So since I have given the value or 2 on this source qualifier, number of sorted put given the value 2, so that it's sorted the record on the basis of 2 columns, EMP number, ename. Okay, so that here this there I'm getting the message SQL instance, this query that executed on this source qualifier, and here EMP number and enum on this based on the 2 columns that sorted the records. Like that, if you give 3 value on this number of sorted fault, so here if you give this place the value 3, then here this will sort the record according to 3 columns, EMP number, ename, then job. Let's click on this create new mapping. So m underscore select distinct underscore SQ. So mapping names should be meaningful. Then after selecting this table, let's right click there and here preview data. So let's give the password, And now you can see this the record ends here. So here you can see so many records are duplicate, and this records here duplicate. So with the help of this select distinct or property in source qualifier, we can remove here unnecessary data and load only the unique record with the help of this select distinct. So here by default this is marked uncheck and select distinct values only. So with the help of this will load only the unique record. Okay, so let's click on this apply and okay. Then after here let's take the target and here selecting this all, Control S to save, opening the workflow. So here opening the workflow, taking the session, and this is our mapping. Let's do some editing. So mapping here. So let's give the correct connection escort. And here if I scroll down, here you can see select distinct or property that's selected there. So this is the source qualifier properties. Let's go on this target. Here giving the connection escort. Thereafter here making normal, and thereafter here make that truncate targetable. This all okay, and thereafter let's take the task and here stabilize the link. Control S to save. Right click there and now click on this start task. So start task here, this is succeeded, and let's get the session. So here if I scroll down, then you can see here this is SQL instance, and here selecting distinct. So this is selecting the distinct from this all column, and here this the table name. So select districts. So when you check there on this source qualifier, so here or when you check there this source qualifier distinct property, then what will happen? So this will do the districts. This will select all the columns from the source qualifier. After that, whatever the record that's getting, and here this make or distinct. So this is a making distinct on debit number, D name, and the location from the customer. Not only one particular column, this to the distinct on this all column. So that if I go on this, so let's see the preview data, give the password, and now you can see this is the record that's displaying. So here you can see this 21 time, here 40 twice stamps. So what exactly happened is there with 40. So now you can see operation. Now here the name is Boston and here Boston. So MN, there is the difference. Okay, so that it's considered as the unique record, not a duplicate record. So this or distinct property, this will make the distinct in entire columns. Okay, so if there is so same columns is there, so by selecting this you can get your only unique record. So this is considered as the unique. This is the all source table, and this is the content is there. Total rows 5. And this here the target table, there is nothing inside there. This using target table. And let's go on this mapping designer, right click, then add it. Here properties, then you can see pre-SQL, post-SQL. So this here pre-SQL, with the help of this we can run the SQL statement using the source database connection. And before the pipeline, it to load the data before the pipeline. So first that load the data here, and after that then that's loaded into the target. So when you run the first session, then the data that's loaded into the target. But if you're using PostgreSQL, this also run the SQL statement, but here after the pipeline. That means data that's when you run the session, so data that's come into the source qualifier, but it didn't that's come there inside the target. So let's understand the example. So here let's go this, and they're using the customer, so going to insert the record inside there. So for writing insert statement, insert into giving the name of this table customer escort customer, and it has three columns. So first is TPT number, next is tname, and here the next is lock. Inserting the values. So inserting the values, let's give here 10 and writing there medical, and let's give here the city Cardiff. So this is the city. So this here open and close. So let's select this, execute. So data that's inserted into the customer, and here re-execute. Here you can see this data that's come there, 10 medical card. So 40 is not there. So let's give here 40 this times, and they're giving HR and the city Delhi. So let's copy this query and opening the source qualifier, add this query that pasting inside there. You need to give the correct username, password, apply, OK, and save the session. Sorry, save the mapping. Here, this is the mapping name. And now let's create on this workflow. I already have created this session. Right click there, add it. Then you can go on this here, customer, this escort, and this here source qualifier properties. So this given, this query is there, and distinct is also given. So pre-SQL, that means this first execute, then after that go for distinct. And this here row table that's come from the escort, make that normal and truncate. So after that, let's write this, right click and start the task. So task that's succeeded. Let's go on this get session log, and here you can see. So you can see there. So SQL instance, this place. SQL instance, select strings, this there. And before this one, there is one more query that's executed, and a target table, insert the rows. Okay, and this here, you can see this. So this times first that execute pre-SQL statements, SQL source qualifier that's run there, and after that that's come to this place, inserted the records, then after that's go from the distinct, and the next there you can see the target table record that successfully loaded. Okay, so if I go on this, so this here customer that's selected, and re-execute this value that's I just inserted, or let me see. So this value, insert this one, 40 HR Delhi. Okay. So now you can see here, or 40 HR Delhi, and now in this target, if I refresh, re-execute, then you can see here 40 HR tally. But the same thing if you are applying with the post. So post SQL. So here let's go on this, add it, and now taking this all, Control X, and pasting this query inside the post SQL. So now you can see this here. So this place 70 is not there. So let's insert the value 70 and giving there cells and the city Pune. And after that give the password this all and here apply OK. Save the mapping and now let's first here closing this and now let's start the task. So task is now running. Here you can see, let's go on this get session log and this about PostgreSQL. So PostgreSQL is there. So here you can see there is nothing related with the P and this the inserted statements that's come there. And the next is this here. So first this place that's come there distinct. State distinct that's selected so that this come there. And after that this here, so inserted the code 7 and affected the 7. 7 that's inserted and affected. So this here row table. Insert there requested 7 and affected 7. Okay, 7 that's affected. And after this data that's loaded to the raw table. Target table that is, and after that here after loading this, now you can see here starting after loading the data then starting the post SQL statement. So source qualifier at this stamps after loading the data then that post SQL that's come there. Here that's to here insert a statement on this post session. So this record that's so inserted there 17 says Pune. And now here this is the load summary or 77 is there. There is no any effect on this here or target SQ that's affected into the 7 and this 7. Okay. So now if I run this query, so 70 that's inserted there. So let's go on this. So first refreshing this. So here if I refresh, so you can see this here 17 says Pune. That's come into the source table that is source qualifier. This here that's come there. But the next is if I go into the target, this is row table, and if I refresh this, so there is nothing 70 that's is there. So 70 is not into loaded into the target. So here data that's come into the source qualifier inserted, but that's not loaded into the target. This here row table that's doesn't loaded. So this about the post session. So here or this do the loading the data here after the pipeline run. After the pipeline run, then that perform. So again, if I run this or restart, let's execute. Sorry, let's close, and this here, let's restart the task. So now that's done here, and this time you can see there is this times 8 requested and affected into the raw table. So next to running, then you can get the records updated. So this here SQL statement and this here. So if I go, or this time row table is there, if I refresh, then that's so 17 says Pune, that's come there. So this is the difference is this pre and post. So pre, if you are using pre SQL, then in the target table first or run session, this data that's loaded there. But with the post, it's not like that. In the second run, then that's inserted the record. Okay.